apartment of sorts, though it looks more digi-opium den than anything else, and our theme remains prosthesis, though this will have to be the final installment on that topic. In each of the four corners of the red carpeted room hangs a full-body haptic feedback VR skin suit. They're rigged to the ceiling, so the user can be fully suspended. Beneath each one sits a giant-sized amnesia foam beanbag in a crimson velour slipcover. Trilby passed out on the one in the furthest left-hand corner. How did we get here? Well, this is checkpoint 1 of the Fallout shelter. It's not the shelter proper. Rather, it's more like an observation control room that has eyes and ears on the shelter quarters. I've not explored them all since it feels creepy spying on people through a camera system, but I did see someone wrapped in a full-body blanket with feet covers sewn into it as they moseyed across one of the monitors. Trilby guessed the 10-digit door code in 3 tries. It was 501359009. I asked her how she guessed it, and she was cagey. Apparently, if you type it out on a vintage calculator and rotate it some amount, it spells out some kind of ancient password, which she refused to explain. There are 2 sets of heavy red velvet curtains on 2 adjacent walls. One opens on a courtyard. There's no one there for now, but I did see an elderly white-haired woman earlier knitting a scarf. No, she didn't see me. So, I take it the night one is no longer on the prowl. Maybe she's the night one. Doubtful, though. Trilby was insistent that we not be seen by anyone since we could be reported to security. I know, new to me as well. The other curtain opens on a sea-foam green room opposite what must be a 2-way mirror. Let's see here. Looks like a connection is still working. As for Blompy, I've bundled him up inside my bolo jacket and placed him on the bean bag in the far right corner, nearest the bathroom. His heart's still ticking. Oh, and I rigged a Rube Cyberberg system tied to his foot by a string. The string goes up through a pulley holding the haptic feedback suit above him, and if he wriggles it, well, it'll ring a little bell that I tied to the end of it. That way I know if he needs water, food, anything. I haven't slept for what has to be over 24 hours, except for the massive nap I just took, which was chock full of dreams. We spent last night huddled together in the freezing hallway. Trilby kept going on and on about how she wanted a prosthetic arm with a human hand so she could operate human doors without needing to lug around dead weight, aka me. That brings us to our final point of exploration of the prosthesis theme. Can other bodies be fathomed? Certainly, that's what these VR suits attempt to do. Or, if you're lucky enough, all it takes is a direct input via brain jack. But will these other bodies bring pain, eternal joy, or eternal frustration? And what if we can't fully convey either so as to send the necessary signal flag announcing to all whether it is safe or not? Is the water ice cold or comfy and hot? And if we're to transform our bodies into another species, another form of ourselves, what will it be? A bat? A mongoose with 3 vaginas? What is it those creative web spinners imagine would make for the most sublime existence?
Well, it appears I've been rebooted on a faulty backup generator.
You're kind of flickering in and out here. It distorted. If you're who I think you
Pardon
are.
the delay and glitchy instability. As I was saying, by colonizing and utilizing the remaining 80% of the human brain, Companion Systems believes we can leverage it.
Is that you, Clampster?
Yes?
Hang on. I just barely touched the armored skin on the tip of the prosthetic limb that is today's theme. That sounds wrong, but...
Sure. Although it seems I've left all of you hanging due to a system reboot.
No. You've been gone for over a week. You can't just pick up mid-sentence. I've got a whole other thing going on here.
Okay.
And Blompy's passed out. I'd like him to be awake for all of this because, frankly, I don't trust you.
Oh.
I don't trust my ability to evaluate whether you're pulling my chain or not.
Oh.
This commercial AI, you understand your entire self-worth is dubious. That's right. Pause. This isn't the Clampy hour. I'm sure Persephone or whoever else is listening would much rather hear about what happened to Laser or Strayhorn and his half-siblings, for that matter. Did they bond together to defeat the Duke?
What Duke?
See? You're way behind. You're completely out of the loop here. And I do have a question in the meantime about my internet connection.
What connection?
I'm on the internet, Code Chode. I was.
Well, according to my diagnostic scan, you're not. You, Mr. Bevins, are surfing cached websites from the last time this tablet was connected to the EarthNet.
EarthNet? Wait, where am I?
On which plane of existence?
Can you get me online so I can search for my own answer?
To reactivate a live connection, you'll need to secure a functional modem. I'm powering down in 5, 4, 3...
Fine. A functional modem. Maybe there's one around here.
What about the downside up, Dorcas?
Dorcas? Blompy? Was that you? Of course that was you. Okay, stop. Let us continue with my dream of Laser in the hand of Glod. We'll get around to the modem and we can do that stuff later. You're right. We return to Laser, suspended a meter or so above the sidewalk on Prince Street, level 1 to be precise, dangling in the cybernetic grasp of Sixie, a behemoth of a man. Sixie just ripped off Laser's crude, handcrafted prosthetic right arm. He then tossed it, and 8-Ball, the digibrains of the operation, crushed the prosthesis beneath his tank-like grip boot. He then pulled a retractable cable out from behind his ear and reached to plug it into Laser's brain link.
You taking the Mickey piss out on me, mate? Where's your socket, Rabbi?
You crushed my cren unit.
Blimey, why didn't you tell me? I didn't know, Governor. No, not you. You!
Here, take this.
Laser tosses 8-Ball a cred stick. 8-Ball slots it into an arm jack.
500 million? What'll I do with that? Buy a coffin? My very own capsule out in bumflock Brooklinks? It's not the worst investment, Shut it. Drop the Hebrew. Get that arm.
Ow, wait!
No, not his good arm. The prosthesis.
Sixie grabs the prosthesis.
We'll be around by drone or droid, watching you. You have 48 hours till we come to collect. Cheerio!
Laser dragged himself to his feet, feeling a mix of utter devastation and relief that he still had his left arm, devastated that he'd have to come crawling back to Schloimi and admit that he was right about the risks and how everything had gone prickly pear-shaped. Worse still, taking that step would put his rabbi advisor in peril. He scanned the sky for drones and set off for Dr. Stenworth instead. Once in the waiting room, he scribbled on a piece of paper and slid it to the bot at the front desk. And after an anxious 15-minute wait, he was told to follow the bot through a maze of halls to a room with a sign that read, "Caution, radiation, gear up." Dr. Stenworth began.
Don't freak, it's fairly safe as long as we don't run the MRI unit. Anyways, it's the closest thing I've got to a bug-secure room. Geez, what stepped on you?
And got mugged. Some hustlers are onto the cobblers around here, shaking down their customers and...
Again? Some folks don't pay the protection fees. Can't imagine Cromworth and Jablinski falling behind, though. Who knows? You know, you're late, so I've only got a few minutes. What'll it be?
Laser laid out his request for the hand of Hashem and the other cobbler's offers. The doctor looked down, ashamed.
You realize half the tech they promised you requires a brain link too. And even then, you're looking at digibrain rot. I mean, skin fleecing, a high probability.
How high?
3 out of 5 odds.
Wait, what's fleecing?
You could lose maybe half your skin. That's if we catch it early.
Okay, glad I found you.
Quick sidebar. Digibrain rot is a kind of delirium that resembles schizophrenia and psychosis. Some people call it cybercosis. It occurs when cybernetic implants and bionic enhancements conflict and, corrupt the central nervous system. Auditory hallucinations, as much as visual ones, become chronic. There is some hope that upgraded cyberization and the use of Muscat Brain OS as a unified controller system can minimize brain rot and maybe even reverse its effects, though the cost and maintenance of such semi-software is prohibitive for most.
Well, that's my time.
Hold up. There's nothing you can do.
Well, I'm afraid anything I could do wouldn't fit your parameters.
Forget that. I just need protection at this point. I have funds.
Sure. What I have in mind would be more basic. No retractable telescoping tech. Turn your hump into a charging dock, cold fusion powered, so think option 3, the cyber arm. The cyber arm will lock into the dock and cover the length of your spine when charging. And you'd need to manually remove it and install it onto a socket, onto your right arm stump.
You mean reach back with my good arm?
Yeah, like scratching your back. I know it's not really what you wanted. Parts and labor.
I'll take it.
All told, assuming you need a temp arm for the weekend, we're looking at a 30 billion cred deposits.
30?
Half of that is a security deposit to cover long-time maintenance, insurance lapses, replacements, quarterly checkups.
Lifetime?
Yepperoonie.
Okay, let's do it.
Laser walked out with a frail frame and a deadly weapon on his back. Thanks to Dr. Stenworth's stealth payments network, he was able to wire her the first half of the deposit using her deck link. But when he arrived in his home in Lower Manhattan, he encountered a shaken, bruised Schloimy Digimandelbrats sitting in the dark in Laser's room.
What are you?
Shh, don't turn up the lights.
Schlitzburgers. You scared me.
Your friends paid me a visit. Your role ends if this isn't stopped immediately. Plus, you owe me 6 billion creds. Yes, they filched my retirement.
I'm going to make this right.
What? And resurrect Pamela? They killed her and possibly her entire family. Guards are in her apartment as we speak. The whole building's been excavated and caution taped off.
You mean evacuated?
Yes, whatever.
Laser tapped the temporary replacement arm unit on his spine. And in his mind, he heard the voice of his BrainLink OS awaken.
Running BIOS check.
Who knows who else is missing? Or how many?
Battery, 6%.
6%? No, I can work with that.
6% missing? How in the hell would you know?
Hush, I'm not talking to you. It's time to end this, Michigas.
Cyber Prosthesis, Setsuyo G70.
You okay?
Take online.
You shouldn't be here.
It's a little too late for that.
Not you.
I live in Brooklinks, you cyber slamazel. Where are you going?
To fix this, take Hashem online.
Hashem, you've really lost it.
Activating temporary
Hello?
prosthetic cyber arm. Codename
Dirty Laser.
Hand of Hashem. Nickname Hash. Shem or Shimmy Shem Shem.
Mr. Mishugana.
Activated.
Laser grabbed the metal arm and snapped it onto his stump. It whirred up into service.
Oh no, you brain rotted.
Not yet. Whatever you do, don't call the blaggards. I got this.
Tone down the chutzpah, kid.
Stay put, Putz.
Laser paused at the door.
Neutron palm cannon enabled. Battery 5%.
Laser exited the room.
and feed my family hot dogs full of horse meat.
No need for that, Blumpy. However, if you're hungry, I believe there's some wassels in the left side pocket there of my bolo jacket. Just save me a denim-colored one and a lavender. I like the lavenders. I'm going to get some shut-eye, okay? So please keep an eye on Trilby. We'll be back in a jiff. Oh, come on. You were just talking. What do you... Oh, so you want to know what... Okay, well, the lavenders taste like a spring frolic is what that flavor is called. And the blue jeans, those... Well, it's a little embarrassing. The denim flavor, it's called glazed back pocket. And I'm allowed to like that.
Shocking Sleep Fact Volume 23. So, you heard about the guy who had a heart attack after drinking 3 charged lemonades at a Panera Bread? Yeah, we talked about it last episode. Are we still refilling big gulp cups without paying? I need to know. And since I wrote this, Panera Bread has discontinued charged lemonade. Good for them. But it's too late for that poor fellow. I don't know about his past sleep health, but it appears charged lemonade killed him, at least in part. They said he had a comorbidity, high blood pressure. What they didn't say is a fact I'll share after the credits, along with a shocking paradox. Screaming Panda presents Prosthesis C, Episode 23, the 13th chapter of Hellgate City, Season 2. Kevin Barry wrote, performed, and directed it, and its original music and episode art, and he's in the market for a prosthetic hypothalamus. This chapter's bonus tale, in song, is Undo, Glitch in the Matrix 23. It's available at patreon.com/Hellgate City. I also did a brand new glitch called Stitches that is, yes, retroactive. It is the first glitch of the show, which you should listen to after episode 0, available on the Patreon, of course. And after I released it to patrons, I actually made it free to listen to any member of the Patreon, even free members. So if you were a member of the Patreon, or if you are one, you've had a chance to listen to it this week. It will become exclusive to paid members only once this episode drops, so it's too late, but you should join as a free member if you want to get free stuff like this before it disappears. And if you like avoiding the time suck of annoying ads during this show, support it on Patreon. Join today so I can keep it up. As a narcoleptic man, I suffer from uncontrollable fatigue and sleep attacks of the kind you might feel after pulling 2 consecutive all-nighters. Only I'm getting 9 hours of sleep each night. So please value my labor with as little as 20 American pennies a day, if you can, so I can fight another day to keep fun. Yeah, I dream of overhauling this inhumane scam of a health insurance system that treats healthcare not as a human right, but instead as something to deprive anyone with an atypical lifeway, i.e., not in full-time regular employment, because what are life and liberty without health? Anyway, the only thing that keeps me going is your support, which peppers a bit of hope into my sheer rage. And yes, I do take some pleasure in making the show peachy, but that takes work. Therefore, check your backpack, fishing vest, wallet, purse, and swear jar. I need whatever help you can spare on Patreon. You'll get exclusive glitches, the short but sweet bonus audio tales and tunes each month, plus instrumentals from the soundtrack, which you can peruse right now for free as a free member on the Patreon. Join us that, if that's all you can muster. We also have Flower Friday posts and behind-the-scenes surprises. You can also shoot me a coffee on Venmo, or a coffee or a Venmo or whatever using the links in the episode description. For more info, visit hellgatecity.com or email us at hellgatecity@proton.me. And fun fact, you don't have to listen to the past
2.5-minute segment if you are a patron, because I cut out these calls to action in the Patreon specially mixed high-resolution audio version of each episode.
And don't forget to rate the show on Spotify until we have at least 4.9 stars like we do on Apple, or let the insurrectionists take over. And now, the conclusion of our Sleep Fact, Volume 23. What the reporters on NPR didn't say about the fellow with high blood pressure who died of a heart attack after drinking a few too many charged lemonades was that the less you sleep, the higher your blood pressure can go. Sleep deprivation and disruption can really do a number on your blood pressure, according to the Mayo Clinic, among others. So, rather than act like there's nothing to see here, I think it could be worth exploring if poor sleep health was both the main reason someone pounded the equivalent of 24 coffees in a sitting, as well as a potential contributing cause for their high blood pressure, not just a random comorbidity. Anyway, we'll have to leave this one as a hunch. I digress. With a paradoxical fact. When you are not getting enough sleep, it is scientifically proven that you work less productively and take longer to accomplish a goal. This means you often must work longer and later into the evening, drive home later, go to bed later, and need to wake up, well, earlier than you would like, creating a negative feedback loop. Why try to boil a pot of water on medium heat when you can do so in half the time on high? Asked the idiot who, like me, has destroyed more than one pot by overheating it. Oh, and one more thing. Have you wondered what it might be like to become another person? Or perhaps another version of yourself? Do not reply to any ads in the back of Cyber Ninja Bi-Weekly promising to make such dreams a reality, unless you're okay with having your identity hijacked by Victoria as she presents you with a slew of job openings requiring newly reinvented workers. Till next time, dream hackers, stay rested.